Right, so here's kind of the finished. I'm pretty happy with this. Like, you can see the density of my mesh coming through here, unfortunately, but this isn't a hero asset, which means obviously it's not the main focus of my scene. So from a distance, it's pretty good. You don't pick up on much of the imperfections or the errors. And the bullet hole, or the bullet or shrapnel dent came out quite nicely. It even has kind of a bit of a burnished spot where the most intense deformation took place, which is kind of realistic. I tried to get it down into the very lower extremities and stuff, but I couldn't figure out how to paint it in through there. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. I did a lot of micro details just to sort of enhance it with the these scratches going through, and they actually feed off the height channel. Where are you? Scratches. Did I do that to the? Yeah, see, I've got just a subtle what do you call it? A lessening. So it works on the negative. Obviously, I could go. So 0.74. Just remember, I go up, and then it would blister up like it's got some sort of rust underneath the plating. 0.74. Where are we? There. So I could go a little bit more, but then I kind of want it to look like it's just scratched a little bit. That's probably actually a little bit better. Just so it breaks it up, picks up on the lighting, sort of, you know. So if I swing the lighting around, you can sort of pick up on it all the way through. Kind of imagine this thing's getting thrown around in the trench, or it's getting garked up and stuff. Mainly I wanted to keep the nice polished look, as per my reference image I've got. Where is that? The one I showed you last night. It's got quite a lot of polish and these micro details and the scratches and little dents and stuff. You know, it's just enough to break up, to have it completely, you know, you don't want it looking completely brand new. You want it to look worn and weathered. Some stains, a layer of stains and stuff I put into it. So that, I'm really happy with that. I mean, that's the key feature there, is that. And also a bit of pride and joy work. My cigarettes. I'll swing the light around this way. I made these from scratch, and from a distance they look good. Obviously, start getting up a little bit closer, it's just a bit of trickery with the normals and making little creases and stuff on them, which isn't actually there. It's all in the material. Cigarette paper. I made my own cigarette paper from all these layers. Fur, clouds, stains. So turn the stains off. So that's what all these layers do. They sort of just, oh, I haven't got fur turned back on. You can see fur. It's just adding those little micro details in as well. And again, it sort of picks up on the light, breaks the light up. So if I was to turn the fur off, you can see a wee bit of difference. Now if I was to turn the creases off, obviously they look pretty basic. Turn the concrete wall off, they look very basic. They almost look like sausage rolls, uncut sausage rolls, which we don't want that. We want cigarettes. So you kind of want to. I kind of wanted to make them look like they're creased up. You know, they've been sort of, you know, jammed under the elastic band sort of thing, and they've been, you know, they've been what do you call it? Don't know. They've been something, but they've been, you know, moved around and manipulated and stuff, and therefore you get all this creasing and stuff and them being bent. And I made the tobacco up of a few different layers as well. So return, Just gonna jam them back into the folder. What do I do? Tobacco, yeah. So I just did a bunch of different layers. Obviously you got like a base layer which is one colour, and you throw another mask on top of that with a slightly different colour, and then on top of that again you throw another mask with a probably different pattern, dirt, and then I did these clouds one, and then that brings in that. And I think I did a little bit of, I don't better see it very well. It doesn't really do it justice, but I did a little bit of a height thing in there as well. But I mean, like I said, you know, the camera's probably going to be like, if anything, maybe like, you know, this close. I'm not going to be super close picking up on everything. Little latch mechanism, got some burnishing and wear on it and stuff as well. Same with the edging of that, you know. So yeah, I'm very inelastic. I think that came out quite well. This one not so much, just due to the fact of obviously messing around with the geometry and stretching it and moving it around, so it looks like it's sort of, I should have probably done it a little bit consistent with this width all the way through if I could, but obviously deforming it and messing it around, it's messed up the UVs or whatever's going on there, so it doesn't look quite as good. But I mean, like again, from a distance, it doesn't look bad at all. It's underneath it. I can't really see. But yeah, so I thought I'd just show you that. And I'm getting to a point now where I'm chasing my tail, throwing in different things and making it look horrible. So I'm pretty happy with that, how it is, and I might just quit while I'm ahead. It does become a bit of a, I'm starting to treat it like a bit of a hero asset, just because I want it to be almost perfect. Oh, sorry, I did have some engraving on here, but for some reason it's disappeared. Probably me hitting Control Z too many times and it's just gone. So that disappeared when I started messing around with the creasing on these cigarettes, so I will have to probably redo that, which isn't too hard. It's just going into my base layer on the lid and throwing on a text. The new version 10 has this awesome text feature which you think would have been there from the start, but it hasn't been, so it's a new feature. Throwing on text and come up with a real nice script font. Oh, did I get out of it? Where are you? Someone's doing a burnout outside in the rain. Yeah, it's similar to this. It comes out a little bit. It's not as dark as that, with a bit of the dirt and stuff captured in there. I've tried messing around with that, and I just sort of, same thing I quit while I said I was just chasing my tail. Didn't know how to quite do it. Got the engraving on there, but it looked nice and fresh. You know, it came out quite nice and gold, which looks cool. And I messed around with the height data on it too, so it sinks in, so it looks like it's been engraved, freshly engraved. Yeah, so I'm going to use one of my, similar to this, it's on a lean, and I will put that across up through here, and I will probably be using my my relative who served in the Gallipoli campaign in 1915, who ended up dying. He got wounded and was then made sergeant, and then was involved in another battle after that and died, unfortunately, to his wounds, with his wounds, the wounds he got, should I say. So I will use his name. I know this is obviously going to be in a sort of a trench environment that looks like the Western Front. So the story behind this one is that the guy who donated this to the I think it's the Auckland War Museum, wasn't actually this guy here. This guy here actually died during the Gallipoli campaign, and his mate commandeered this and you know, not as a souvenir, but took it as a piece of memory of this guy here, and made it through the war, returned home, and then he ended up donating it. Was it back in the 90s or the 80s or something like that? He ended up donating it to this museum. So that's kind of the journey of that, which I kind of wanted to replicate. That it's going to have Gallipoli 1915 in my relative's name. Obviously, my relative died in Gallipoli. Same sort of thing, that maybe one of his mates took this and, you know, started using it in memory of his mate that died at Gallipoli on the Western Front, which is obviously what my trench scene is, the Western Front. So if there's any confusion or critics out there who spot the difference of having Gallipoli 1915 but it's on a Western Front trench scene, then that's the backstory I'm going with. So enough waffling. Yeah, going good. I'm putting a lot of, I'm doing a lot of learning too. Substance is a bit of a beast to master, but once you realise how the layers work, this is not probably right at all. But it's working for me, and I'm getting the results that I was kind of after. And it's coming, it's looking cool. It's looking cool. It's looking good for what I need it for anyway, you know. So as long as I'm learning and getting some sort of desired effect that I wanted, then yeah, no harm done. So I will get the engraving on there now, and then that'll be done. I can export that and slam it into Unreal Engine, into my scene, and do some high quality renders. And moving on to the next thing on the list, which I don't know what I'm going to do next, which, you know, it's probably a good thing, having a number of things to do. Got a bit of a list to work through. Block cases and trenching tool, playing cards, empty magazines, lanterns, tinned beef, though I'm looking forward to doing that one. Cigarettes I've done, some helmets, gas masks, and some field dressings I think would be pretty a good amount of detail for little small things before I actually start working on the characters. Obviously need a few Lee Enfield rifles, and also Vickers machine gun that I'm going to start working on. Hopefully to the same detail level as this. It'd be quite cool. Got some reference images from a local gun shop of a Vickers machine gun. So yeah, that'd be a bit of a beast to finish and stuff. But yeah, so that is the cigarette tin for now to do the engraving, and then I'll be done on that, and I will move on to the next thing. So thank you for tuning in.